Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Haven't we got a massive show tonight? None other than the WBC president, Mauricio Sulaiman, all the way from Mexico City. Welcome, my friend.
Hello, Peter. I'm very, very happy to say hello from Mexico. Are you in Las Vegas?
No, I'm not. It's a background. I'm in Melbourne, but obviously where the big fight's going to be, and that's the next question. Obviously, Melbourne will be like Las Vegas because George Kambosos and Devin Haney, undisputed light heavyweight world title, the WBC lightweight title, and the WBC title on the line as well. It's going to be a massive, massive day for Australian boxing.
Absolutely. Melbourne will be the capital of the world for that week. And I'm just excited. This is going to be my first trip to Australia. And this is a tremendous fight that I am looking forward to it.
It's the undisputed lightweight title of the world. How many times can we say that Melbourne, Australia will host that? It's never happened. So it's going to be an amazing event. Let's go over it because Devin Haney's made 4 successful WBC defenses. He's San Diego, Camboa, Linares, and Diaz. And now he defends against Kambosos, who's got the other 3 belts. How big is this in the magnitude of world boxing?
Well, the lightweight division has been featuring tremendous bouts in the last 3-4 years. This is a culmination. This is it. And I'm very excited to be a part of it. And it's just going to be a tremendous fight. Kambosos shook the world when he defeated Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney has been a consistent winner with going through the whole path ever since he started his professional career, making news and making stands, and now it's a time to see the best lightweights in the ring.
Let's go over that fight. I mean, it's going to be 55,000 people there. It's at Marble Stadium, and obviously it's going to start early because in Melbourne we've got different time zone to America, so it'll be starting. I think the undercard starts at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, and the main event might come on at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's pretty similar to what happened when Manny Pacquiao fought Jeff Horn. See, the Australian people will get used to it. I think there's going to be 55,000 people there and 30,000 Greeks with their flags. How's your relationship with the Greek people?
Sensational. Greek tradition is very similar to Lebanese. The movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I don't know if you saw it. It relates very much. That's the way every Sunday was at home when my dad was alive and my mom, and everybody gathers and the cooking and the children running around. So it's a beautiful tradition, and I can relate very much to the Greek traditions, and it just makes it very special.
Yeah, my family friend Louis Mandela was actually in a Big Fat Greek Wedding. He was the brother that was always cheeky in the movie, and he's a massive fight fan. I think he could be down here for the Kambosos fight as well because all the Greeks are gathering. Let's go into the fight though. I mean, Patrick Cusack, congratulations to Patrick Cusack. He's going to be the supervisor, and he'll be down at my event May 28 in Melbourne. So he's going to stay over and start. I don't know where it will be, but obviously it's a week later. So he's going to stay in Melbourne. We've got Matt Sheehan and Mitchell Whitelaw fighting for the WBC Australasia light heavyweight title. So we're always representing the WBC, Mr. Mauricio. But it's just going to be massive for Melbourne. What are you looking forward to in the Australian lifestyle? What will you be doing much while you're here? Have you got any plans yet to sightsee, or will it be all
Yes, of course. We have planned a series of activities. Of course, Jeff Fenech is a hero. He will be there with us. Jeff Harding. We have Charlie Hall, who is the Hammer. He's this kid who has taken into an ambassador for the anti-bullying campaign. He's a tremendous kid. Very proud of him. We're going to visit some gyms, and we're going to do several things to have the community very much involved in this great event. Awesome.
Let's go over some other topics with the WBC. Obviously, Tyson Fury is a massive WBC heavyweight world champion. He loves the WBC, defended that belt against Dillian White, and he announced his retirement. Where does this sit? I mean, so obviously we've got to respect his decision, but realistically, is there plans that he could fight again, or there's nothing in the pipeline yet?
You know, when fighters finish a very complicated event, there's a lot of things going into their minds. And great, this time he was very satisfied, very happy for his success. He's a tremendous ambassador for boxing and for life, role model through his own actions. He has shown that you can recover from adversity and go on and become a winner. Regardless of what has happened, you deserve second opportunities. I spoke to him and he's taking a very well-deserved holiday. And we agreed that he's going to finish his holiday with his family and then we can talk. He just did the mandatory defense. There's no pressure at all. And he deserves to be given the opportunity to thoroughly think his future. And we will be communicating in the near future.
Now, the next big icon of the WBC and the Mexican people, Canelo Alvarez, suffered a loss last week. It was unfortunate that happened, but he didn't lose any of his super middleweight titles, and he's still the undisputed super middleweight world champion. There's talk now Bivol will come down as super middleweight to fight him. What's the stance now with the WBC and Canelo? Obviously, still a champion.
Yeah, he's the WBC super middleweight champion. We have to recognize and praise him for going up in weight and looking for challenges. He's a tremendous fighter and he took defeat like a man. And he has a WBC support. At this time, we don't have any plans of, as I said before, after a fight, there are many things that are said. But then when the dust settled down with a cool head, promoters, managers, boxers, get in the path of making decisions. So at this time, we're just playing it by ear. Let's see what Canelo wishes to do. And from there, we will administer the division.
Mr. Mauricio, the females are really making a lot of noise now in boxing, and boxing's just with new platforms and so many pay-per-views and so many eyeballs. Well, it must be exciting to be involved in boxing. It seems like they have this new renaissance amongst not just boxing fans, but general sports fans as well.
Yeah, boxing is going through a golden era right now when we don't realize it because we're immersed in it. But I'm sure 20 years from now, we will remember this era. Just like today, we remember Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Duran, Chavez, De La Hoya, Tyson, all those great moments in the 80s and 90s. This is a golden era of boxing. It is booming around the world, and I'm very excited, very happy. Women's boxing is finally getting the due recognition. I remember those days of Sharon Anios making the inroads, and there's so many brave women who led this path for women and the power of women to be recognized in boxing.
In 2009, Mauricio, I promoted Wang Yanan, the Chinese middleweight WBC world champion in Melbourne, and Frank Quill was the supervisor, late great Frank Quill, our friend, and we only had like 600 people there. She fought Charity Makudi from Nairobi in Africa, and it was one of those sad moments because female boxing wasn't as big. If we did it now, we'd need a big stadium. It's good that the females have come from that platform now to be on this massive platform where they deserve to be. And, it's great that the WBC gets behind female boxing as well.
Yeah, we recognize heroes like yourself that promoted women when it was a difficult task. The WBC has been promoting women's boxing since the year 2000. We created the Women's Championship. Then we have had specific women's boxing conventions in Mexico and Philippines. We have specific rules. We give them a great platform in social media, in public relations. We just work together, and we're so happy to see what is happening today for women.
Before we sign you off, Mr. Mauricio, because we know your time's valuable, when is the next WBC convention, and will that great man Bruce McTavish be there? Because Bruce normally used to do refereeing seminars. He's a great man in Angeles City, the Philippines.
Yes, Bruce is also a great hero who promoted the areas that were gray at one time. We had planned Kazakhstan as the convention site. However, with the ongoing war in that area of the world, it's going to be very difficult. We are looking at alternate locations, sites for the convention, most probably the United States or Mexico, for November, December time. But last year, same thing happened, and we only had 6 weeks to put it together, and it was one of the best. So I'm confident that this year's convention will be a great, great success as well.
Mauricio, thank you for your time. Before we sign you off, what do you know about the teams as people? George Kambosos, have you met George? Do you know much about his personality? Do you like his style?
Oh, yes. I had a tremendous pleasure to have dinner with George, with his father, with his wife, with his team in Las Vegas, a week after he shook the world in that fight. And his kids, he's a family man. He's a humble, appreciative role model. And I'm very, very proud of George and his family. I cannot wait to be there and be part of this monstrous, humongous event and making history down on there.
No, and that's awesome, because George started, because in Australia, most of the promotions, the promoters give the fighters tickets and they have to sell the budget of the fight for them, the opponent, and the sanction fees. So you run around selling 100 tickets to different people, then bring the money back to the promoter. And his father, Jimmy, or Dimitri in Greek, they did all that. They did the hard yards, and it's amazing now to see him at this big 55,000, 60,000 venue enjoying the fruits of boxing. But that's what boxing does. Starts off with humble beginnings and ends like this.
This is the beauty of the sport. It is a way out for many who do not have any other alternatives. It is the way of sacrifice, hard work, dedication, many difficulties to make it to this level. Only a few make it, and it is so happy, so gratifying to see someone as nice as George Kambosos and his family and his team to finally get the recognition they have dreamed and worked for so many years.
Thank you, Mauricio, the president of WBC. We cannot wait to host you here in Melbourne, Australia. Hopefully there's a great band like AC/DC or something like that. We can go to a concert as well. So it's going to be massive. And you mentioned a Greek thing. We're going to have to take you to a Greek restaurant and break some plates. So
I know AC/DC, the Screaming Jets, Men at Work, so many great talent in music in your beautiful country. I cannot wait to be there.
Thank you, Mauricio, for your time, my friend. God bless, and keep up the outstanding work you do for world boxing.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.